Today I'm going to be making consommé rice. This recipe is from Somebody Is Going to Die If Lilly Beth Doesn't Catch That Bouquet, the official Southern Ladies Guide to Hosting the Perfect Wedding. This is something that we've never had before. Like, I've never tried it out at a restaurant. I've never been served consommé rice. So this is totally new to us. So you need 3 tablespoons of butter, a half a medium onion chopped. You need 1.5 cups of rice. I like to use the Success rice because you get 4 bags. You boil it for 9 minutes. As a matter of fact, you might hear in the background, I have some rice boiling right now. One of these bags makes two cups. You need 1.5 cups. I will probably go ahead and use the full bag and have 2 cups. But I like it because it turns out perfect every single time. You also need a 10.5 ounce can of beef consommé, and then a 10.5 ounce can of French onion. You need 1/2 cup, it says very rich chicken stock. So this is the Swanson chicken stock. I will measure out 1/2 cup of that. And then you need 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. We like the pecan chips, so that's what I'm using. You also need a 2-quart baking dish. I honestly have no idea what size this is, but it will work out fine. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to melt our butter. And there's the rice.
Rice boiling.
The rice is boiling. We're going to melt our butter, and we are going to saute our onions in the butter.
Yeah, I'm assuming just till they get tender.
Till they get tender, yes. So this is how my onions look. They're kind of like a little translucent, but not totally. And then this is my rice. So it's really easy to do. It has a hole in the top, and you pick it up with your fork, and then you drain the water out over the sink. That's why I love the Success rice, and it always works perfect. It's not sticky or anything like that, but you want to pour your rice in with your butter and onion. And then just want to stir it around a little bit. Add your consommé, your beef consommé. And then add your French onion and your chicken broth. So you're going to be adding everything except the pecans.
And the temperature is just on a really low for the pan.
Yeah, but really, you're just using this like as a bowl. Instead of using a bowl to stir it together, you're just using this pan, because we're going to immediately move this to our baking pan. And so I'm going to pour this into the baking pan. I'm going to be really careful because it's very liquidy. I don't want to slosh it any more than I have to. Okay, now you want to take your pecans and then put those over the top, it says. So now you want to cover it tightly. Cover tightly and bake it 350 for 45 minutes. So this was in the oven for 45 minutes. And this is how it looks. And so I've got a big spoon here. And it's very liquidy. I'm surprised at how much
it's a lot of
liquid this has. I wonder if I should have got a slotted spoon.
No, I'd like some liquid.
Oh, you want some liquid. Okay, then I need to get some spoons for us to try it with, because right now I have forks. So we'll definitely use spoons instead of forks. I've seen pictures. I looked at pictures after I got this in the oven, because we've never had this, like I said. And the pictures that I saw looked drier. Mm-hmm. It looked like it looked like it was like dry, like if you made chicken rice-a-roni or something like that. That's what it looked like. It did not look it did not look this wet.
Well, I mean, it didn't say to put it in the skillet and let it simmer or anything for a while to let it cook off. So
no, it did not. It didn't say to anything like that. So we'll look at I'll go over the directions again once we get this over to the table. So this is in the portion of this book is Sunday lunch to impress a prospective bridegroom. And it says, this is such standard fare. It's safe, anyone will eat it, and men do love it, and that's the point. You want your man to love it. So I went over the directions again. Preheat the oven, melt the butter, saute the onions, add the rice, stir. Add the consommé, French onion soup, and chicken stock. Transfer to a 2-quart baking dish, sprinkle with pecans, cover tightly, bake at 350 for 45 minutes. That's it. So I did exactly what they said to do.
Yeah, if they want it reduced, it would have been simmering in that pan for a little while.
And it should have said to simmer for something. So I'm assuming for this particular recipe, it is supposed to have that much juice. Now this is supposed to make 8 servings. So what we did was we added up the calories of all the ingredients. And if you have 8 servings, each serving would be 168 calories. Kevin's like, we would probably get more like 4 servings out of it. And if you do only get 4 servings out of it, it's going to be 335 calories. But now, this isn't supposed to be, I told Kevin, this isn't supposed to be your main dish. Actually, a lamb is the main dish at this luncheon. This is just a side dish. So you're not going to be eating a ton of this anyway. So it would easily feed 8. Okay, I'm excited to hear your opinion. And I've never had any of those. The consommé, the beef consommé. I've never had the Campbell's French onion soup.
I like the flavor of the beefiness of it, the meaty kind of flavor. I tell you what I don't like about the pecans.
Really?
I don't like them. They've gotten softer.
Right.
So they add this like, I don't know, it's like something that shouldn't be in there. But I love rice dishes anyway, with just flavored rice. I like flavored rice. This would be good if it was just flavored rice with some onions in it and not have the pecans. That's just my opinion though. You might love the pecans. Me personally, I would leave the pecans out.
Our daughter makes chicken rice-a-roni all the time for dinner and doesn't put any chicken with it. And you don't have to because it's you're buying the chicken flavor.
Yeah, it's the right flavor.
And it already has it in there and it's delicious. And so you don't have to have any chicken with it. I am the opposite of Kevin. I really do like the pecans. I like the pecans not because they give it a flavor. They don't really. Really, you're tasting the main things you're getting are the rice and the beef. It's the meaty,
it's a meaty, beefy flavor.
The meaty, beefy flavor. And even though we added that chicken stock to it, really it tastes like beef. Like you're having like a Campbell's soup that has a beef, some kind of beef base. Like there's a vegetable beef. That beef flavor reminds me of what's in the vegetable beef.
Yeah, and I don't even know why you would want. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I was just gonna say, I don't taste the pecans, but to me, they're not mushy, they're not crunchy.
They're soft.
But they do add texture. There is a denseness to them.
Yeah. Like I said, I could just.
So you would just rather not have
I'd rather
them.
not have the pecans at all. I don't think you need the chicken stock in there either.
I don't either.
There was there's plenty of liquid there with the beef, the soup, and the French onion soup.
No, I agree.
I don't think I would have left the chicken broth out completely because it's soupy enough. Yeah, I don't think it's needed.
No, I agree. I think you could totally leave out the chicken stock and not miss it at all and still have plenty of juice.
It'd be interesting. We haven't done it, but it would be interesting to look up a different recipe for this to see what it says to do differently than maybe this did.
There are some, I only looked at one actual recipe because I was looking at pictures. I'm like, what is this supposed to look like? And the one recipe I did click on, they had used sausage. Like it was almost, it sounded more like jambalaya than this rice because they had taken like a sausage and added
Cut it
that
out.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ground sausage.
Right.
And pet
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they cooked ground.
Not the
No, but the ground sausage, like you would buy ground beef.
Right.
And ground sausage, and they had that all through there.
That'd be good.
I think would be absolutely delicious. But this is specifically, I mean, their recipe was called consommé rice too. So apparently there's a lot of different ways you can make it. And that's why I wanted to make sure, you know, this recipe's from this book.
Right.
I do like it. I like it for a side dish.
Yeah, I like it fine.
I think it would go really well if you were to bake. They, of course, are having lamb, but I would like this with like baked chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would go really well with baked chicken.
Yeah. It's not that I dislike it. It's just I wouldn't miss the texture of this pecan.
Even though it's beef flavor, I still think it would go good with chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that would go good with beef roast?
Go good with roast. Put
Yeah.
a roast on it and eat it together.
Yeah. So you'll have to let me know because I know there's different recipes.
Yeah. Do you have a family recipe you want to put on there?
Yeah. You can let us know how you make yours. Is this something very common from where you're at? This book takes place in Greenville, Mississippi, the Mississippi Delta. And so I just think it's very, very interesting. I'm fascinated with all these Southern recipes. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.